Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It's your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader, TX Trader, coming from Houston, Texas. Hey guys, today on this is a Sunday, April the 28th. We're going to do a market overview. We're going to look at US 30, then NAS, then gold. We're going to see if we can figure out what the market's going to do and how we can get into trades this coming week. We're going to get a plan A and a plan B. The market does this, we will react plan A. The market does something different when we expect. This is our plan B. So no matter what the market does, we're going to react to it and hopefully find some good trades this week, guys. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's do this one. And before we jump right into the charts, let's review. This, guys, is my dot card. When you come to my dot card, you'll see the link in the comments below the description of the video. This is my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Flash Funding. If you guys need to do a funded account, this is the funded account company that I'm using. Shout out to those guys for helping sponsor these videos. They give me 3 free funded accounts to give away each month. And coming up in May, I will be giving away 3. So that means I'll be giving away 1 this coming week to start the month off, correct? This is also a link to their Discord. Guys, if you want to figure out their Discord, click right here. We have the PIP Connect, which is Andy Peters group. This is a paid Discord. This is the one that I've been in the longest. I have no monetary affiliation with this, guys. Actually, I pay a little bit to be in the Discord, but I do have my own section in there, and I do help coach a lot of people in the PIP Connect. The BASC is the Board Ape Solana Club, guys, is an NFT on the Solana blockchain. I highly suggest you guys go and buy one of those NFTs. Then you get access to their Discord. And again, I have my own section there. And there's so much business going on. If you're into the NFT or the crypto world, please join that because there's just so much information, so many good guys. It's unreal. Market Bandits is a free Discord if you guys are just looking to get into a group, and Badass Trade is a free telly. This is my boy Stefano. That's his Telegram. Those guys over there are snipers, straight killing the charts on those guys. Stefano is, man, one of a kind. Okay, guys, let's look at the news real quick. Monday, no red folders. Tuesday, no red folders. Wednesday, we hit some unemployment change, ADP, right? Global manufacturing, a little bit of red, job openings, and then we go right to Fed interest rate decision. Yeah. Okay. Wednesday. Don't expect the markets to do a whole lot on Monday, Tuesday. Expect the movement to become a Wednesday. So when this happens, the way I like to think is I like to see the markets get into an area for a good indication of strong buys or sells. That way, when the news drops, it takes off. Okay. So come Tuesday evening, come early Wednesday morning before the news hits, before the markets hit, I'll be looking to get into a position and expecting it to go one particular way. And I'll explain that in a bit. And then on Thursday, we have more jobs information, but then the big Friday news drops right here with the non-farmer payrolls. NFP is this Friday, ladies and gents, May 3rd. So we do have a heavy news week coming up. Expect some volatility and some fireworks. Let's start off with the dirtiest of 30. Let's reset. And again, as we always do, let's start on the daily. So guys, if don't worry about all this jazz I have over here. Let's just look at this. Okay. The market comes up. We're obviously very bullish. You see this hiccup right here where there's order blocks, sells, sells, sells. For any time there's a daily candle like this, that means there's a lot of sell orders here. Now, the market pushed up, and whoever was selling here said, oh shit, I better get out of my trades. Okay. So this is just an order block of buys and sells, buys and sells. And then the market said, adios, see you later, and broke with this daily engulfing candle, retouched the top. This is 100% Wyckoff, right? Come in here. There's the take out all the stop losses. There's the spring. This would be the spring breakout, retest, and go. Anyways, point I'm trying to make is this is the support and resistance level that I have marked off with this box. If you fib from the bottom to the top, you'll notice that's right at the 78.6. Look at what the daily did. It came all the way down, cleaned out the 786 and the 886, but continued to close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, basically all week. It tried to break through, and the bulls said no way. Every day it closed above our little area, above the 78.6. This is a very strong indication that the bulls are back in charge. Okay. They tried to push, and look at that long wick. The bull said, no way, no way, guys. So let's keep that in mind when we come to the 4 hour. Okay. So now this was the last sell off that we had. Okay. Sell, 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 sell. I drew a nice black trend line on top. And as you can see, that long wick on the daily was just pushed through. So the bulls came back over and broke the trend line. I also have marked here what's called a change of character, COCH, change of character. So you could say that this is perhaps a break of structure here, but I really consider that a change of character. Now, the trend line you could say is also a break of structure. So for me, it's not quite the break of structure yet. What I really want to see is this area get broken. Okay. And as you can see, that did not happen just quite yet. What did happen is a double top. See how it topped here? And it came back, and then the bears came back in. So now that we have a clean double top here and here, this is 100% liquidity. This is a target. It's got a big money sign on it. This is what we're going to try to hit. Okay. Anytime you have a double top and double bottom, it is going to get taken out. We just don't know when, but that is an opportunity for us to target. Okay. So then what can we do? Well, we can be patient and wait for price to get into our sell zone for this 78, 88.6 retracement and try to take this back south. Okay, that is 100% an option. What is the other option? Well, if we know that this now double top is our target, how do we get into buys to get there? Okay. Well, for me, I'm going to be a little bit more patient on the US 30. We could try to catch this low over here. You know, maybe this comes up and sets a top, then we can play our fib game, catch this low, and try to buy it back up. We're kind of already a little bit behind the curve. So what I would rather do is if we just come down to a little bit smaller of a time frame, let's reset this chart. All right, now let's look at this last price action. All right, so then we have our sell zone above. What does this fib look like? Okay, we come from the bottom of here to the top of here, right in this area, right there. Okay, we see that it perfectly rejected the 61.8. So if I'm going to buy this market up, I want to see this action. Now US 30 is known for this. In some other pairs are known for this. It'll come up and set a high. It'll hit this 50 or the 61.8 area. Okay, it'll hit this zone. It'll come up to the 236 area and reject it. So let me draw it out. 236 area. Now it'll clear this low as liquidity and then come find the 88.6, normally the 88.6 because this is dirty 30, and then break out and then hit the highs. Okay. So then that is kind of, if I'm going to buy, then this is where I can buy. I would wait for that to happen here. Let me mark this off as a buy zone. So I'm going to leave that there and say, if I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy in this area. I'll have my stop losses at 10% of the overall fib, and my target is going to be this extension. Now let's look at this. Let's look at the targets. Okay. So if we have this fib, which we just drew right here, right? So let me delete this Elliott wave. Let's grab this fib. And let me also delete this arrow here. So now we can see this fib from this bottom to this top right here. The extension, the 236 extension, is right below the 78.6, which is the retracement on the sell side. All right. Which is also, if you think about it, right in this order block. I mean, look at this order block area here, but really look at these last candles here. Okay. So we have an order block here. I kind of want to make this order block a little bit smaller. It's kind of like this. This is where the majority of the action is. This little breakout, I get that. But the 50% of that order block is right at the 236, is right at the 78.6, right? And also, if we want to put a little more sauce on this, I mean, this right here, from the bottom of these little candles to the top of these candles, that's a fair value gap. That's a gigantic, what I call virgin area. It hasn't been retouched. It hasn't been sitting there. So whoever put in these cells, all of these cells, really, really, we could tighten this up, this order block. I mean, just let me just delete that so we can really look. Let me show you guys. Look at how much money and how many orders must have been dropped right there to create this gigantic sell-off candle. right? There is a massive amount of money and liquidity dropped right there. Okay. Now, this is the market inserting a shit ton of money here. And look at that sell off candle. Okay. Then the bankers, they want to put in some more right here. They want to put in some more right here. They obviously put in some here to get this sell, but the bulls weren't having it. Okay. And then they dropped the ball. I mean, they dropped, not to say the ball, they dropped the bomb right there and got this gigantic candle to sell off. All right. So really, if we look at where the big orders are, the big orders are right there and right there. So all of these people are now at break even, right? If this market comes in and gets back up to this area, these people and all these trades are going to be at break even, hitting stop loss, whatnot. Not break even, but they probably technically would be break even. They've already taken the profit and they'd be looking to get out of those positions. So expect some movement here. If there's sells, there's some buys sitting there. But anyways, my point being that this would be a good point to take profit. Okay, in this fair value gap, in this fib extension, in this 78.6, this area right there. So that's what my plan is. Either we buy here, all right, if the market gives us this opportunity, this is a good R to R. That's a 4.6 to 1. And we're gonna hold that trade to hit that TP. Okay. We're not gonna try to scale out too soon. Let's make it back on that one. If not, let's see if we can't catch this sell up here and take it back down south. Okay. And then we can start to scale out. If we do that, if we do take that sell, it'll look probably something like this. All right. We take the sell in this in this area. We'll have the stop loss up there, but then we'll probably start to try to get out somewhere in this area here, which is that previous support and resistance. Okay. And that would kind of be almost like a head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, and let's see if we can't figure out that other shoulder. I mean, that could technically be the shoulder right there, but I mean, let's see if we can't catch it one more time. Anyways, you get the idea. That's the way we're going to play that. And since the market has been so bearish lately, we would just hold a runner on that one and see if we can't, keep it going south. But I think the sells are off, and we'll see what happens. I mean, this might just want to do one of these numbers until this weekend, until Wednesday, and then pop off. And so, we know that they'll probably have a day or two of screwing off, not maybe a lot of volume until the the big boom drops on Wednesday. And again, let's think about that. If the Fed comes out and says we're raising interest rates, let me double check to make sure I'm not misspeaking on this. I didn't think the interest rate decision was this weekend, but maybe I am wrong. Fed interest rate decision. I mean, that's what it says. 5.5, 5.5. If they keep the interest rate the same, which I think they're going to, the market should go off because it's stability. The market has already knows what this interest rate is. It's already used to it, blah, blah. If they cut interest rates, which I don't think anyone thinks they're going to do, the market's going to go through the fucking roof, right? If they raise interest rates, then we could probably see a sell-off. But again, I don't know if they're really wanting to do that. I have no idea. I don't think they want to raise interest rates right now going into the election and whatnot. So let's look at NASDAQ. Again, don't worry about all this to the left. What I've marked out again is the support and resistance area. We have the bottom here, as you can see, and the top here. So that is our little zone. It also sits right on the 61.8 fib. Okay. I just wanted to point that out before we go to the smaller time frames. 4 hour. Okay. So here we are, 4 hour. So we've also had a good sell-off. I drew the trend line up top because this might be an area where we could see a sell, which could be also a retest of the trend line. Okay, so just keep in mind, I just drew that there to keep in mind that we do have that trend line up top. So if we're into sales, which we are, this is our sell zone, 78, 88.6 area. Okay, now keep in mind that we are now Elliott waving back up for a healthy market retracement. This is perfectly normal. So we have from the bottom to the top. The bottom to the top is leg 1. It retraced. We have a new high, which is leg 2. So this leg 2 is going to end up somewhere up here, and then it's going to retrace, and then we'll have the third leg up, in which time we will be in our sell zone and the trend line, which we're looking to take sells. Okay. That's the ultimate plan. So we can just wait and not do anything until this market gets up here, and then we can look for sales. That's obviously the safest plan. Or we could be a little risky and try to find some buys to get us up to this area. And then we take most of our profit, we leave a runner in case it goes, and then we start to look for some sales. Okay. So that's the first plan. That's plan A. Let's go down a little bit smaller of a time frame and see if we can't figure out how to get in some buys. Okay. So I've marked off some order blocks over here to the left, right? Where we've had a consolidation, as you can see. You know, we consolidated all right here, and then the low got broken and we had engulfing candles. So this is also, you know, fair value gap territory in this right here. So we have that. Same thing, consolidation, breakout, kind of a retest right here, and then kept on going. So this is the order block that led to this move. This is the order block that led to that move, okay? We see that this order block here is in our 7888.6, which is just more confirmation of a sell zone. We also see that the first leg, let me use the arrow, from the bottom to the top, its TP is the 236, which is the 61.8, which is basically where it's at now, turning around. Maybe this will push up a little bit higher on Monday and then start to turn around. And then also the TP 61.8 extension for this first leg is in our sell zone. All right, that's good information. The second leg, so let me just delete the Elliott wave. The second leg is from here, and now we don't know where the top it is, but if we just use it as it is now, you know, the 236 extension is here, and the 61.8 extension is also really close to our 88.6. So we can see that our sell zone, now we've got both of these TP extensions for the first and second leg. Now, like, I understand the second leg is not done, but you know, this is still, these two can still change, right? This 61.8 and this 236 are still up for debate. But I just want to point that out that we are starting to stack fibs in this area. We'd have a trend line, we've got two TB extensions, and we have our sell fibs. So we've already got 4 different confirmations for sells right there, and it hasn't even gotten there yet. All right. So let's keep on going down to the 30-minute and see if we can find a buy before we get up there. So in this area, we see the first fib here to there. Okay. Let me just move this fib out of the way. Let me just delete it right now. So we have what I like to call a trap candle. Actually, I don't like to call it a trap candle. My mentor, Mario, does. And what he means by that is if this is selling off here, when this market retraced and found the bottom of this area and found these previous bull candles, right? The market thinks, okay, well, this is a good place to sell off. There's probably people in here selling right here. And now, as they sell, as you can see, there's a bear candle there and a bear candle there. As they were selling, the market said, no, thank you, and pushed up and engulfed. So these people right here are trapped. Okay, so we can draw this out. We'll look what that is. That's also right in our fib zone, 56.18. Oh, well, now we might have something here, right? We might have something. And then we also see that we have the previous support and resistance. So this is now resistance. It broke through, found it as support. Let's just zoom in just a tiny bit. Found it as support right here. Resistance, broke through, found it as support, come off, retest the area one more time, and then big engulfing. Okay, so now what we can do if we want to try to buy up, our first instinct is we could try this. It's a 61.8, which everyone knows is like the most powerful magical fib number there is. We have the support resistance, and we have this trap area. So what I'm also going to do to put some extra spice on this is let's draw the fib from there to there. This last move before this big engulfing candle, right? Or this place where the move started and then engulfed. All right, we'll draw it from the top to the top, I should say. Now look, 78, 88.6. There's our buy zone. Our buy zone right there is right in the middle. Buy zone. Our buy zone is right here in this trap area. It's right by our previous support and resistance area. Okay, we can take a very calculated trade right here with a very small stop loss, and our TP is the full extension because it needs to get up to this area before it turns around. That's a 7-to-1. So I'm willing to risk a 1% on this trade, or maybe risk a 0.5%, and you can either make 7% if you hold it, or you make 3.5. Risk a 0.5%. Okay, it is a riskier trade, but there is some liquidity sitting here, right? You do have all of this consolidation, which is obviously Friday afternoon when the market was done moving, and you have this low where some money was put in. So it's not inconceivable to say that, hey, maybe this wants to take a swipe down, get back into this order block area, and then now continue up to hit our sell zone. Okay. And this all right here will get canceled out, all that liquidity. So let's just come down here, find this area, and pop off. And so that's what our scaled down buy is. All right. So I'm going to look to buy right there for 1 to 0.5%. I'm not going to drop like a 3% on that or nothing. And let's just see if we can't catch that. And again, 61.8. That's a solid trade if it gives it to us. All right. That's my plan A. And as you know, we're ultimately looking to sell somewhere up here in this area. All right. That's a bigger term move. We'll figure that out when we get there. Let's look at Goldilocks. Goldilocks on the daily. I mean, just just bullish to the bulls. I mean, good Lord, look at that. Yeah. Let's just come to the 2-hour and try to find some local stuff here. All right. So as you can see, I've marked off a support resistance area, and I've also marked off this trap area. Again, what do I mean for trap area? Let's just review. If this is the support and resistance area, okay, and we've had the market break out, we've had it touch and push, and now touch. Now look, on this 2-hour candle, it is a 2-hour bull buy candle sitting right there. That means people are putting in buys. Okay. They're trying to buy the market up because they think we're looking for the next pop off. All right. We've got this support area right here, and we've got all this, and it's right there. They're trapped. They put buys in, and the market engulfed them. They screwed up. All right. And so now what's going to happen? Let me delete this. Da, 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 da. Okay. Delete. So now the market has came back up and pretty much relieved these people of their bad mistakes. So we can see a push down. That's what we did. We saw two bear engulfing candles. Engulf this one, engulf this one, engulf that one. The last 3 candles in a row got engulfed by those two guys. And so I'm kind of thinking we need to buy back up because I still think that maybe the market is obviously bullish, and I just think that this is just the retracement, right? We've had the Elliott wave. Let's see if we can catch the third Elliott wave, and then if we can get into this area where these last bulls are sitting, then perhaps we can look for another sell. But again, the market is just so bullish that I want to be into buys. Let's come down to a smaller time frame. Let's look. So let me just drop to the 30, a little more clarity here. So you see the support resistance area here, kind of a head, shoulders, peek through, shoulder, and went. I do see that there is liquidity sitting in 3 different spots, and I've marked off, as you can see. All right, we have the wicks, we have this wick, and we have this wick. So basically what I like to play then is that this is, I'm going to play this as a swing marker, but this one over here might actually be the real swing marker. So might be a hair risky, but it's okay. I'm willing to risk it here, knowing that if I fail here, I have another bullet sitting right here on the other side of it. All right. But I'm willing to risk this 78.6 entry after this liquidity gets taken out, as long as the RSI shows me oversold. And I can drop to the smaller time frames, even like the 5-minute, and try to catch a good entry. So Goldilocks loves the 78.6. Okay, let's see if it'll take out these 3 wicks, fill those in, come down here, and actually look at this kissing candle. I call it a kissing candle. There's this area right here where the bottom of this wick, and honestly, it goes all the way up to this wick, which is technically a fair value gap. But yeah, I see that kissing candle area right there, to be exact. And it's right on my entry, my 78.6. So what I mean by kissing candles, let me just zoom in a bit, is anytime I see, let me delete this for clarity. Boom, 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 delete, delete, delete. We understand. Anytime I see this, I call that a kissing candle. Okay. And it's just yeah, unfortunately, it's not normally a long wick to the top like this. They're usually the same size wicks on the top and bottom. Now let's just go in a bit closer to show you why. Okay, because of this. Because of this right here. You see these cells? There are cells sitting right there. So let's go back to the 30-minute and make sure I'm on the right spot. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Here's the kissing candle that I'm talking about. So here's the top of the wick right here. And here is the bottom of that wick right there. So then we'll make it small. We're only really talking about these two candles. All right, we'll make it small. So now we're talking about the top of that wick right there and the bottom of that wick. Let's go to the 5-minute. We can even go to the 3-minute. Let's zoom back over here. This is what I'm seeing. See these cells? In the middle of those two candles and those kissing candles, those wicks like that, you have cells. You have people that are putting in cells. Okay, these people are trapped. And also, if you look, that's also kind of the support and resistance area right here. All right. You see how that's support, resistance, a little consolidation, and then resistance, right? And then so we have this area. I'm going to mark it off with this box right there. That is what I call the kissing candle. When you come down and you start to look at the internal candles, it gives you a little bit better of a picture. So we come back to the 30 and reset this. That's that area that I was referring to right there. So 50% of that area where those sell candles were is basically right where my entry is going to be. Right at the 78.6. I mean, it's almost perfect. We can draw a horizontal line right on the 50, which is, yeah, right where my entry is. So 23.20. Okay. I mean, I hope we get that entry. I know gold likes a quarter point at 25, which to me is a little too high into the look. It's into that liquidity area, or maybe 23.15, good psychological area at the bottom of this area. But even if it does want to hit 23.15, we're protected because our stop loss is down here at 23.08. All right. So again, my entry on this one is going to be the fib from here to here, 78.6, stop loss at 10% of the overall move. My TP1 should be the 23.6 here, which is really close to this 61.8. And if we zoom back out, let's see what it looks like on the sell side. All right. And really the sell candle is from here. The sell fib is from the top of this area to the bottom of this area. And so we know gold likes right here at the 78.6. And really, guys, if you look at that, look at what TP is sitting right there. The 61.8 on that gold extension for that second leg is sitting right there. So, I mean, there's already another reason 78.6 is lining up exactly with the 61.8. So that would probably be our ultimate TP or our TP2 then, the lever runner, because you never know. That could be that runner right there. If we catch the century, that runner right there could go to all-time highs and be gone. So we're definitely going to leave runners definitely on the buy side, right? And so our sell area, if it gets there and the market looks correct and it's oversold, we have RSI confirmations and whatnot, we could perhaps look to sell there. The Elliott wave will then hopefully be completed by that time, right? So basically, what we're looking to do is catch this retrace here and hit that TP there for the turnaround. All right, guys. So that's our gold. That's our plan A. That doesn't happen. It goes straight on. We'll look to sell up here as our plan B. Again, NASDAQ, our plan A is to buy down here. If it doesn't retrace and keeps on going up, we'll look for sells up here. That'll be our plan B. Our plan A for US 30/30 is to come down if it gives us a good retracement. And then let's just see. Hold on. Let's just look at this real quick. What is the Fibo here? Yeah, look, 23.6 is right here at our 78.6. So perhaps that's going to be, one more stacking confirmation on getting into that buy is that move right there will have hit TP. Okay, so that's our plan A on 30 is also to buy down in that zone. But again, if it doesn't give it to us and it pushes, we'll look to sell up here. We'll see how the market plays out with the volume and with news, right around the corner, right? So that's it, guys. Plan A, plan B, plan C for all three of those pairs. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a comment. Please subscribe. Remember, guys, I'm not selling a subscription. I don't have paid signals, none of that stuff. I provide all the content absolutely free. Only thing I ask you to do is subscribe, buy a Bored Ape Solana Club, join our NFT community. You'll learn a shit ton. And just yeah, join my flash funding. Thank you guys for supporting those guys as well, because they're supporting me. So have a great weekend. I'll see you as soon as I can, and we'll do some live trading this week. All right, out of here.